So you've
What's good?
been hanging out in the studio. Have you been doing a lot of recording, or what have you been up to?
So I wouldn't say a lot of recording. I'm kind of finicky with when I get um, kind of inspired to do
Sure.
work music,
Yeah.
and sometimes if I'm bummed out or just kind of feel like locked in or whatever,
Yeah.
I just don't feel like doing anything
I mean,
and
it's
at all.
yeah,
And
that is definitely relatable.
yeah, so for the first couple months of like being locked down, I wasn't really doing much.
Sure.
I was doing yard work and stuff like that, just kind of hanging out with my wife um, and our new baby, uh,
Yeah.
full on lockdown baby. We had her pretty much like a week or two before I wouldn't have been allowed in the room.
Oh, wow. Yeah, for
Um,
sure. So how old is she now?
she's going on 9 months,
Oh my
so
gosh. Incredible.
yeah.
Does she have a Halloween costume? I have to ask.
No,
Oh,
yeah, like we I think we will kind of do something. We have stuff that we could put her in,
yeah. It's just
but
for
she
the
doesn't
picture this
play.
year anyway.
Yeah, this year she's not gonna know.
Yeah.
And then I'm not. We haven't really thought about Halloween. Both of us went back to work. Um, my wife and I both went back to work on, like, I do audio for TV stuff,
Very cool.
and it's been an adjustment.
Yeah,
We're all masked up with KN95s and social distanced, and
for sure. Well,
I get tested like 3 times a week.
oh dang.
Uh,
Dang.
yeah, and so that's been an adjustment. And like I worked pretty late last night, and then like came in. So then this morning it's like, oh yeah, it's Halloween, but we also have to go vote because
Yeah.
so we just that's kind of why I was running late. We did
Yeah.
that, and
No,
then
no worries.
I
Well,
can make it work.
that's what's so cool about being able to do this is it's still that live music like experience even though we can't go to shows right now. I get to have you live. I get to share your cool vibe with all the Weekend Mixtape fam and hopefully some of your followers are tuning in as well. So I'm super excited.
I appreciate that. And yeah,
Absolutely.
and then but before I sidetracked myself, which I do constantly, um,
I don't know
I
anything about that.
this whole this whole rig is my studio.
Yeah.
It's where I recorded Trouble. It's where I mixed
Cool.
Trouble. It's where I mastered Trouble. And when I kind of realized that I wasn't able to do live shows anymore,
Yeah.
which because of my job, it's like I might work for a couple weeks or a month and then I'm off. It's just kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and my music is kind of more of a constant, I suppose. And
Mhm.
typically, I plan everything out so that when I'm off of a show uh, for TV or movie or whatever, when I'm not doing that, then I usually have like 3 shows a week or whatever, maybe
Yeah.
4,
Yeah.
and that really helps out to kind of pay the bills and all that jazz. But not with this, right? So that was like I always was like every time a show because of the erratic kind of work schedule
Mhm.
that we both have, we might go for long periods of time without working, and then I'm always like, oh, but it's cool because I can go and do shows
Yeah.
and I'll be able to make ends meet that way. And this just kind of was a blow of like reality. It was like, well, like actually the world could be a lot different than you think it's going to always be, like.
Yup. Yeah, absolutely. So I have to say, speaking of TV shows, I was pretty excited to hear that your music was featured on Daredevil and
Yeah,
Jessica Jones. I geeked out a
yeah,
little bit. Those are some of my favorite shows. How did that come about?
that's super exciting. And like,
That's so cool.
yeah, I'm a huge comic book geek. Like I love
Nice.
Marvel mostly.
Yeah,
uh,
me too.
and so that was really exciting. So I used to live in Los Angeles.
Hmm.
um, I lived there for almost 10 years. Might have been 10 years. um, and it always makes me feel extremely old when I say that. 'Cause now I've been here for a few years in
Since the
Albuquerque.
age of 10, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure,
Um,
sure. Grew up there. I get it.
but so I have a bunch of friends there still that I keep in touch with, and
Yeah.
a couple of them are, you know, that's the kind of their job is to put music to film or
What a
help.
fun job.
Yeah. So
Gosh.
they have my stuff, and if obviously that's nepotism only goes so far. I mean, the thing with film and television placements that a lot of people don't realize is that it's a very, very specific art form, and it's a very
Mhm.
like to place the right music with the right scene. You could totally change what
Yeah.
the scene is doing in someone's brain when they're watching it. It can go from comedy to horror, and it can go from
Hmm.
love to comedy, or romance to comedy, or drama or suspense with the music. Literally,
Yeah.
my background is doing music for film and television, composing, which I still try to do as much as possible.
Super cool.
I kind of put my hands in lots of cookie jars with music to
Which
try
is
to
great
like.
though. I mean, yeah, that's so cool to be, working in that industry still.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's we. I remember taking a class in that at Berkeley, and uh, temping in different types of music with one scene from, I think it was like Three Musketeers, like the first one, or the one in the '90s with
Sure.
Oliver Platt and all those people, um, and uh, and just being able to change like the entire scene. It's like,
Yeah.
you know so anyway, people say, oh well, that song is so good it could totally be in movies, or it could totally be in a show.
Hmm.
And it might very well be really good, but there might be another piece of music that's different, that is going to just make the scene do what it needs to do
Yeah.
for the
Fit the
director.
vibe they're going for.
The producers and the directors will or the director and the producers will kind of sit and be like, yeah, this is exactly what we're going for.
Yeah. So
That's the
cool.
one we want. And it doesn't matter really like what key it's in, or
Yeah.
whether or not people like it. For the most part,
Yeah.
it's like, does it do what it needs to do for the picture? Yes. Okay, cool, that's what we're going to use.
Awesome. So you had a couple songs then that were the vibe that they were looking
Yeah,
for.
they
Yeah.
fit the vibe
Super
perfectly.
cool.
Yeah, and so I was super lucky in that.
So the Devil in the Hourglass, that was the one that was on Jessica Jones, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, that was a fun scene. That was like a full kind of. They played almost the entire song.
That's so cool. I mean,
It
it's
was.
just
I
great
don't
that it's such a good show too. Like, so cool to have that collaboration with your
know.
music and that show. What was kind of the inspiration behind that song? How did that song come about for you?
I wrote that song basically. I woke up. I can't remember if I started to think about the song. Likely, I started to think about the song kind of like that evening, or one evening, kind of before going to bed, and just kind of was thinking about it. Like, wouldn't it be cool to have like kind of a Faust kind of
Ooh,
like devil, deal with the devil kind of vibe,
yeah.
but then just kind of change it a little bit and make it so it's a she devil. And
We're here for that.
what's that?
We're here for that, for a she devil, yes.
Yeah, and then from that to kind of have like a twist, be like surprise, like I don't know, like I guess kind of a little bit of a surprise, like the kind of, you maybe think you can outsmart the devil, and then it's gonna get you, and then having it kind of be in this situation, and I don't know, it just seemed fun. So I was kind of thinking about it. I don't know if I even put chords on
Mm-hmm.
it or anything that evening. I might have started to just a little bit, and then like went to bed, and then woke up at like 4 a.m. just like, I've got it. And just started going, and
That's
it was
so
like
cool.
2 hours later it was done.
Oh my
Like,
gosh, really that fast?
oh yeah, like, and so, which doesn't happen all that often with me. A lot of times I have to sit there. I've got songs that I've been working on for years that, and I just, I'm getting to the point with a lot of them where I chalk them up to like, if I have to work this hard, maybe there's nothing there.
Yeah, I feel that way in my life as well sometimes.
Yeah, different projects. But then sometimes like my subconscious will just kind of work on it, and I'll come back to it, and it'll all just come together.
Yeah.
So I never really try to squash anything. But yeah, this was a clear example of like the song was almost written before I started doing it, because like my subconscious was probably doing it while I was sleeping. You know?
That's so cool. That's so neat. It's in your bones. It's in your blood.
It was
kind running.
Cool. When it happened like that, it's incredible. It's like, wow, this is like, and it's still, I think, probably my favorite song I've ever written.
Is it? Oh, that's so awesome. I've listened to your EP over and over, and that was, there are other songs that I like, but that one, I was like, this one has the spooky vibe that we need on Halloween. And you were so gracious to say, I will play you some songs. And I was like, yes, I want the devil in the hourglass. I want to share this vibe with anybody who will be willing to listen. So are you willing to play it for us?
Of course, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Not break my guitar first. The weather is changing a lot here. So even though I brought my guitar in and tuned it.
Oh, yeah.
It's just kind of.
Yeah, you're in New Mexico, right?
Yeah, we had snow the other week, or a few days ago. It snowed like 3 or 4 inches here at the house.
Oh, wow. Really?
Which is crazy for October.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't it only October? Yeah. That's awesome.
But we're at 6,000 feet or ish. So people don't realize like that affects weather.
Yeah.
It's extremely drastic. Like weather can change and be fairly extreme.
For sure.
Whenever
you're ready, we're honored.
What's that?
Whenever you're ready, we're honored.
Okay, cool.
I'll pass it to you.
The devil walked in this morning with a contract in her hand. She wore a dress that flowed like water, held an hourglass filled with sand. She said to me, one of these days you're gonna be an old, lonely man. But if you give yourself to me, I'd like to give you a hand. Her hair was black as midnight, and her eyes were steel and cold. Her touch set me on fire. Now she won't let me go. Today marks the day finally love. I made a deal with the devil herself, and I got burned. As she unrolled her wicked scroll, a chill swept down my spine. Don't you fret, is what she said, and then she flipped that glass and smiled. I'll give you till they're saying they said no still for you to make your mind. Now just give yourself to me, everything gonna be fine. Her hair was black as midnight, and her eyes were steel and cold. Her touch set me on fire. Now she won't let me go. Today marks the day I finally learned. I made a deal with the devil herself, and I got burned. Well, as we got dressed back in Sunday best, the last grain hit the pie. I said, oh, sorry, babe, it's been great, but I ain't gonna sigh. She said, she stabbed into my heart, her dagger eyes, and whispered, baby, that's fine. But you just gave yourself to me. You're already mine. Her hair was black as midnight, and her eyes were steaming cold. Her touch set me on fire, but now she won't let me go. Today marks the day I finally learned I made a deal with the devil herself, and I got
Yeah.
Yay, thank you.
All right. Oh man, the scatting, the rasp, that was everything I needed today. Oh,
Great, thank you.
so good. Did you come just into the world with that rasp, or
No,
do
it
you?
was years of crying myself. Through a rasp.
Oh, so great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the vibe.
So good. So good.
Love it. Love it. So the new single also has a spooky vibe,
Yeah.
which I loved as well.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration? Song's called Trouble. What was the inspiration for that one?
So that one is kind of like a friend of mine a friend of mine that kind of works in placement for television and all that stuff. He had said that, Sabrina was like it was like when the first season of Sabrina came out, and stuff like that, and kind of the trend was like, witches and stuff.
I mean, yes.
And so he was like, man, if there was something kind of like that would be cool. And so I wrote the song like maybe a year and a half ago.
Uh-huh.
It just took me a while to get it recorded, like to actually have my setup kind of where it needed to be, and then also just to develop my chops for mixing and all that jazz.
So cool.
Because it's one thing to be a musician, it's a totally different thing to be a mixer, and it's a totally different thing to master something. And so
yeah. Well, it sounds great. I mean, obviously you figured it out.
Thank you. Yeah, it drove me crazy for a while. My wife was just like, dude, you just need to be done with it.
Let it go. Let it fly away.
I mean, from behind the scenes, this is producer Justin here in the background. I got to ask you, because I saw this on your Instagram story. I thought it was very intriguing. The TikTok video. Now, I don't know. I don't know if we're close to the same age, but I'm too old for TikTok, I've established. I'm pretty sure. But you got the TikTok treatment there. And having been on TikTok, that's a lot of the videos. How's that feel to be making inroads with that crowd?
So I'm too old for TikTok as well. I knew nothing of it until one of my friends in New York, her sister apparently blew up on TikTok, and so one of our friends was like, "Hey, you should reach out to her because she kind of knows about TikTok." And she actually said she might be doing a video, like I think maybe of like her Halloween costume or something. Because, but it will be maybe this evening. I'm not sure. But she kind of I went on TikTok. I think I established my account 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was, and I just thought like, oh, everyone talked about it. It's like, yeah, like dance videos and this and that. And I was like, man, this is just like, you know, do I need another platform first of all to be scrolling down and just withering away my life with?
Yes.
Or, you know, but then I was like, I have to be on it. I've got music, and I read up on it, and it's pretty cool. Like, pretty much anything that I think is on Spotify like goes on to TikTok. So and if you want to make a video, whatever kind of video you want, and you want to use music for like background music, you can use the actual recording and you can line it up wherever you want and stuff like that. And I was like, and then the artist apparently gets paid for it. I haven't seen money yet, but apparently
hey.
Yeah. And so I was like, all right, I gotta like get on here. And when I first signed on, I was like, wow, my music is already being used by some stuff, you know?
So
like,
cool.
And so that was cool. I was like, all right, maybe I should be on this. And then just kind of started reaching out to people that had like some following and just said, hey, this is kind of a cool song for the holiday. And a couple people have reached back out and said like, yeah, dude, like I'll make something with this, you know? So
super cool.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, this is news to me. Like literally, I tried explaining it to my wife. I'm like, so this is the thing and this thing, and she's just like, okay.
She's like, you get a check? All right, that's fine. They can dance around.
And I don't really know much about it. Like like I said, I signed up a couple of days ago, so we'll see like kind of what the actual what the actual impact is. And
well, I mean, you know, the internet moves fast. It could be blowing up as we speak. We're gonna get off this live, and you know, you're gonna have a check in the mail for $1 million. Who knows? That's the way things go.
Interesting.
The likeliest scenario.
I think big. That's how we do it.
Okay, I'm in.
I put it out there into the universe, so it's gonna happen now.
I believe you.
So I love the broken down acoustic. I also saw some of your live performances where you've got like some of my favorite instruments. You've got an upright bass, you've got strings, you've got a banjo. Where does that sound come from? What do you listen to that kind of, where do you get that inspiration for that cool old school kind of vibe?
So I listen to a lot of different kinds of music.
Sure.
I really like to explore a lot of different styles.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
It's kind of a challenge. Like I'd say that I'm kind of a little bit of like I definitely feel music, and I you know, of all different genres, but like it's like I like mental exercises, and so sometimes it's kind of like I like the challenge of it to go into some other realm of music and be like, all right, this song wants to be like this. So a lot of times when I write a song, I'll have a specific genre in mind, or it kind of tells me what genre it wants to be. I'll be like, oh, I could hear it being performed like this. And then that a lot of times will take me somewhere that I've never been, because it'll be like, okay, so we're going to have, you know, glockenspiel on this one, you know, like,
no.
So when it comes to the different instruments, it's really kind of dictated by some of the production of the song, what I feel like it wants. But then obviously that comes from my own background of influences, you know, and growing up, my dad's like 83 right now. my mom's up there as well, and they're, you know, pretty old school. So when I was growing up, it was all the oldies, and I think that a lot of that kind of influenced, and then also it kind of got into, I don't know, I think in high school I was playing horns in band.
Very cool. Yeah, I love all the horns.
What's that?
And I love all the horns in your music. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, that, so, and then that I started going, I got into swing, and I got into Dixie, like Dixieland jazz.
Right on.
And I just loved like when the clarinet just rips through the whole thing, or like the trombone, like what they're doing, and just so many instruments. It's dizzying in a lot of ways, but it's also very fun because of that. And so I got into that kind of style, which is kind of New Orleans
Yeah.
vibe, and so it just, I don't know, I get onto a kick. Like for a while, like all I was listening to was like Sam Cooke and Otis Redding, like on repeat, like doing, I think I was building a studio in LA at the time, and I was just like, that's kind of all I was listening to for maybe a week while I was working on this, like doing construction, and then, you know, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do Dr. Martin. And I like, you know, which is a song that I wrote when I was like 16 and never.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. And at the time I wrote it, I had no idea kind of like how it was going to be produced, because I feel like that's something that I kind of developed through really working, you know, exercising and working. And, and then that influence at the time kind of made me go, yeah, that's what this song wants. And then I Can't Hang was kind of similar. It was like, we'll do horns like, you know, the JBs, and we'll have like, you know, just different stuff like that. My buddy Jake Staley, it helped me out a lot with that, because he's a ninja when it comes to arrangements of different things.
Yeah.
All the proper ways to do it. He's a very talented film composer and TV composer. I do everything by ear for the most part. I learned how to read and write music just so that I could communicate with other musicians without having to sing it or play it.
Yeah, it's a language.
Yeah, but I wasn't. That wasn't my. I'm not very visual. So
yeah.
So he helped me out with a lot of that kind of like writing stuff out. Like, oh, this is, you know. Whereas I just go through and go, I want this note. I want that note. I want, you know, like listen, play it on the piano, then write, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Awesome. So it's definitely a Halloween track then. We can call it a Halloween track. It's a bona fide, Trouble is a bona fide Halloween song then.
I think, yeah, Devil and Trouble are, I mean, I released it. I think I was really shooting to release it in October, just because I kind of feel like it has a good vibe like that. It's a little magical, and it's about a witch, and a super badass, like strong witch, you know, which, or in my mind, I don't know if I actually write lyrics for it to be that way, but speaking of Trouble, my wife is a director for video stuff, and she directed a music video for it, which we're going to be releasing November, like between the 16th and the 20th.
Oh, fantastic.
The publicist is trying to play with dates and get a feature and all that to figure out, you know, when it's going to actually drop. But it's going to be really rad. It's a female acrobat who's dressed up in, like, you know, kind of a witchy,
oh my gosh,
vibe, and doing aerial silks for the whole entire performance.
No way. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so cool. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, so that'll be, I'm excited. I have it. It's done, but we're just waiting to release it.
Awesome. Well, I already made a Nathan Fox favorites Spotify playlist that I'm going to link to in our bio, but we will definitely make sure when the video comes out, we'll share that as well, because that sounds super cool.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. So if you would do us the honor of playing Trouble.
I will.
Oh, I can't wait.
Do my best. She got magic in her veins. You best look out. She got you dancing from a string. Well, she got you doing evil things. You in trouble. She got you trapped under her spell. You best look out. What is the word? She got you trapped under her spell. Hope you wake up while you got time to save yourself. In case you couldn't tell, you in trouble. Trouble. You in trouble. Trouble. Deep, deep trouble. Go on and get out while you still can. Get lost, beat it, scram. You got no time to make a plan. That witch is gonna come on back, and when she does, you gonna wish you had. Trouble. You in trouble. Trouble. Deep, deep trouble. Trouble. You in trouble. Trouble. Deep, deep trouble.
Woo!
Yeah!
Thank you very much.
Love it.
Yeah!
Love it. Love, love, love it. So we're gonna get a music video for that soon.
Yes, very
What
soon.
else is next for you? What are you working on?
So I've got 2 songs that I'm trying to decide which one. I'm kind of starting them both at the same time,
Nice.
and then just kind of seeing which one I'm gonna do first. And one of them is kind of this like folky vibe. It actually, it's like classic rock folk. It kind of reminds me of like the Grateful Dead.
Oh, cool.
In a lot of ways, which I guess isn't really classified as that, but whatever. In my brain, this is how it's working.
Yeah.
My little, raps and bunnies and stuff. Yeah, so that one, and then I've got a kind of a rock and roll vibe, like
Nice.
oldies rock and roll style kind of thing.
I can't wait.
So yeah, and we'll see how either one of those turn out. And I mean, I have a huge list of songs that I need to do. It's just kind of a matter of doing them. I think so Trouble is the first song that I've ever recorded, mixed, mastered, and everything like in my own little studio and done it pretty much all. I had a drummer play in LA and just send me the tracks, and I had a keyboard player do some of the organ work. A good friend of mine to do that. And then, but other than that, oh, and I had background singers coming in few parts. But yeah, so that took forever because it was like all the things they tell you not to do, like don't mix your own song, don't master your own mix, you know, that kind of stuff, like all those things. Yeah, I just kind of broke the rules.
I mean, why not?
But yeah, and it took forever. So what I'm getting at is that I'm hoping that these next ones don't take that long. So as soon as I have time over a break, not working a day job, then I'm gonna be recording the next song, and whichever one that is, like hopefully it will happen faster.
Yeah.
This one.
So we can hear you on Spotify. We can follow you on Instagram. Where else should we try to find you and find these updates?
Yeah, I mean, any platform that you like to listen to music on,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of all of them. As long as people are hearing my music, I'm a happy person. I mean,
Awesome.
I'm a happy person anyway, but like, it's just icing on the cake.
No, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. And you're doing like a cover contest right now.
Yeah, so I haven't had a whole lot of leeway with that. I haven't made a whole lot of segue with that. I'm trying. I'm reaching out to if you know people, and if anyone listening knows people who are singer-songwriters or just do cover songs or whatever. I feel like it's a cool way to just have like inspire people to create or inspire people to do different renditions of
Totally.
So the idea is that I want people to pick from any of the songs that I've released, do a cover of it, and put it out on Instagram as an Instagram post. And they do a hashtag like Nathan Fox cover contest.
Nice.
All this stuff, I've posted it on my Instagram. And at the end of it, so once 1,000 entries have been made, which we're going to see how long that takes. I'm hoping it doesn't take very long. But as we're going right now, I haven't seen one submission. Although I have had people ask me, for the like instrumental tracks. Oh, so that's another big thing. And I think maybe that's what I need to really get out there is that I have the instrumental tracks from the original recordings. If someone just wants to sing along with those, that's cool. They don't have
that's
to play
awesome.
But I would like to hear other people's renditions of like how they would do it on the instrument that they prefer,
Yeah.
and see kind of what kind of variation we get and things like that. But then, at the end of it, I want to go through, I'm going to listen to every single one. I'm going to make post a story of every single video that gets, that gets made.
Cool.
And then I might even put them up on YouTube and like make a playlist just for the cover contest stuff, kind of
Nice.
like NPR does with the Tiny Desk thing. And then at the end of it, I'll pick one that I don't know how I'm going to pick it at the moment, but it's just going to be whichever one I feel like I want to give this person $500.
I mean, that's a lot of money. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, my hope obviously is that it balances out with like kind of a promotion,
Of
right?
course.
Stuff. But at the same time, it's kind of a way to make it fun, and then it's also to inspire just more creation, I guess. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Who's your like number one dream person, artist to cover your song? If you
Oh
could
my
pick
God.
anybody.
I mean, I've never even thought about that.
We got to think
But
big here.
I highly doubt that anyone significant is going to be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. Especially because so the prize is like $500 and little me to like post it on my story. I doubt they're going to,
Look, we're on the internet. If we say it on the internet, that makes it true. So you should just put it out there.
Okay. Oh, man. Remember like We Are the World when they did that and it was like all the grades?
Yes.
I mean, that would be cool.
Okay. So why did I limit you to one artist? Why not just everyone?
Exactly. I hate having to pick. Sometimes I
Oh
just
my gosh.
like make my decisions, and even though it might not be true, I just say, no, that's my favorite, period. You know?
Well, I love it. I'm so excited that we got to share with Weekend Mixtape. I'm here just all for the love of cool music, new music, music that has a cool vibe. A lot of the more popular songs that I pick for mixtapes are the ones that have like an old school vibe. So I knew right away, listening to your EP and just listening to, like you said, that kind of old school vibe with the sort of New Orleans jazz kind of feel, just like the scatting on a song, so cool. I knew that, it was gonna be really fun to share your music, and I just really appreciate you coming on here and hanging out for a little while.
Dude, I am super stoked to be invited onto a show.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much. And
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, same here. Like I said, in our bio, we've got a link to a Spotify playlist I made of all my favorite tracks. It's got Trouble on there, so we can stream that one.
Yes.
And all the songs from your EP, The Devil and the Hourglass as well. So hopefully we get you some more streams. Yeah, just hit that repeat button. Just set that repeat. It's perfect for Halloween. It's a perfect day for you. It's a perfect Nathan Fox day. We'll rename it Nathan Fox Day.
Oh, wow. Actually, it reminds me of Guy Fawkes Day in Scotland. I used to live in Scotland, and it's kind of similar. It takes place around the same time, I'm pretty sure. But
nice.
Anyway, there was this guy named Guy Fawkes. He tried to blow up Parliament, and they hang a dummy and set it on fire, and that's supposed to be Guy Fawkes, and it's like a thing. They're all like, "Yay! Like, let's set him on fire."
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a movie that you would write another awesome song to go along with.
Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, I don't want to be set on fire. So like,
no. You're just writing the score and the songs. Yeah. Well, Nathan, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I'm going to let you go and hang out with your cute little baby and your wife, and hopefully have a great Halloween evening. And we will definitely stream all of your songs over and over again. We appreciate it.
You guys rock. Thank you.
Can't wait for that music video.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good one. Thanks so much.
You too. See you.
All right.